You're listening to V101.9, playing the best variety of hits and oldies. Man, I love my job. I love what I do. Chirl checking in. And you never know who's going to walk down the hallways here at V101.9 CBS Radio. I looked up one of my favorite artists. Melanie Fiona is in the house. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's a nice day today.
Say it one more time.
I said, I'm good. It's a nice day today.
And welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Thank you so much.
Now, the last time you were here, I think you were here with Anthony David and Marcia Ambrosius.
Yes.
And
the BET Music Matters tour.
Yes, exactly. And since that time, you know, one of the things we talked about is your brand new CD entitled The MF Life.
Yes.
And MF stands for, state the obvious.
Melanie Fiona. Get your minds out the gutter.
And so how are things going with that?
Everything is actually going great. I went through a lot of changes this year. When I was on the BET Music Matters tour, I just released Gone and Never Coming Back, a single. And in between that time, I had some label changes. So had some label things happen, mergers and things happening like the music industry. And so now that the dust is all settled, I'm back again with another single called 4 a.m., which I did with Rico Love. And I'm very, very excited. I finished the album, and pretty much I'm in the stage of just figuring out what those 10 to 12 songs are going to be, and just putting together the best album for my sophomore project, that I can right now.
Well, let me ask you this, because we are big Melanie Fiona fans. So if we want to follow you, how do we follow you on Facebook and on Twitter? What are you on Twitter?
Melanie Fiona. Very simple. At Melanie Fiona, MELANIEFIONA. And that's the same thing for the fan page on Facebook. YouTube is Melanie Fiona TV. The website's melaniefiona.com. Pretty straightforward. You can find me.
Okay, now, you're talking about changes you've had to go through in order to get your sophomore album out with the record label. And now, as a woman, as a fan hearing your music, I would love to have you as one of my friend girls, because you seem like you might keep a brick in your pocketbook. If I call Melanie, he did it again. You look like you might be down to throw a brick or two.
You see, I got this toque on today. We go hard. I'm really down. I really am, and I'm glad that you feel that way, because that's really what I want people to feel through my music. I want people to feel that they have somebody in their corner, that there is a voice representing what we go through, how we feel, and not being afraid to say that. And and I just keep it real. I mean, I think a lot of people forget that real life happens to people in an industry, if you consider them celebrities, whatever it is. Real life happens to people, and that's just what my whole message is. That's my whole, strategy and everything in making this music, is just to make sure that people understand I'm a real person too, and I'm always going to root my music in the real things we go through and feel.
And we hear that. We definitely hear that. And one of the things that we have here on our station, Michael Baisden comes up at 3, and he's shown you a lot of love.
Shout outs to Michael Baisden.
A lot of love from Michael Baisden. And you just kind of like, I know when they say overnight sensation, I know you haven't, because I know how much work you've put into it, coming from Canada, right?
Yes,
to the United States.
Yep.
But when we first heard, give it to me right. Oh, don't give it to me at all.
Or don't.
I'm like, you talk like a grown-A woman.
Empower yourself, women, at any age.
See?
You should never have to settle, no matter what it is.
And that means settling in the bedroom, too.
I mean,
all
if you want to go there,
let's go.
2:30. Let's go. I'm with you.
Well, I mean, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're talking about what real folks talk about. But since 4 a.m.,
yes,
we talk about real things in your music. What's really happening at 4 a.m.? It sounds like some frag-a-naggle.
Well, the thing that I love about 4 a.m. is it is a real situation. I actually have lived that situation where, my dude was not around at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. I don't know where he was or what he was doing.
It couldn't, my grandma said ain't nothing open after midnight except legs.
Well,
so 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, in Toronto, the clubs are open late. They are open late. I say that. In Toronto, the clubs are open late. But I've also been in the situation where, traveling on the road, being away from somebody that you love or care about or involved with at 4 a.m., your mind can actually go places and create a whole scenario. Maybe that person really isn't doing anything wrong. But, the whole line about it's 4 a.m. and my lover won't answer. He's probably somewhere with a dancer. You could create a scenario in your mind, or he could be giving you reason to believe that that's where he would be. So I feel that 4 a.m. is that record, and it's just kind of in your face. It's what I always want to say. I always want to say that thing that people are going to remember and think about, and they feel not afraid to go there. And
we're glad that you do. I think people really do identify with your music. Now, on so many levels, when the first album, Bridge, what's the name of the first one?
The Bridge was the first
Bridge.
album, came out in November of 2009.
You've crossed so many bridges, you know, dealing with labels, dealing with men, dealing with this whole thing as a woman.
Life.
You have any words of advice for people out there, especially young women, who want to be singers and accomplish what you've accomplished, Melanie?
You know, I do feel that it's important, you know, people understand that the names of my albums are not just, you know, song titles or anything. They are actual concepts. And they're the things that I want people to walk away with. So the first album was The Bridge. It was about crossing barriers, bringing people together. You know, I wanted people to feel unified through this music. And that's what it was. And then now this concept of the MF life, living your MF life. I think these two concepts for me, for young girls, is, you know, be open to what's out there, to find yourself and to live your life and to discover yourself. And if there's one piece of advice that I can always give in me and my process and, you know, having to get here to do the things that I've done, is you always have to feel confident with the person you are when you go to sleep at the end of the night. You know,
that is critical.
There's ways to cooperate and compromise, but you should never have to compromise who you are, and you should never feel ashamed of what you're doing or the decisions you're making because you're making them for other people. I feel like whenever you have a team around you, they respect and honor and cultivate who you are into something that will be great. So never compromise who you are. You know, never do the things that you feel that you can't live with for the rest of your life, because this is the life you get.
Because it is your MF life.
It's your MF life.
You know?
And don't be afraid to take risks for yourself, you know, for yourself.
And we appreciate that. We appreciate the life lessons, and we appreciate the perseverance. So keep being strong, my sister. We're going to be looking for the MF Life to drop soon.
Winter-ish.
Winter-ish.
Before those flowers bloom, I promise. Soon.
And tonight we have something really hot happening. We're going to get you to stay around here in the QC for a little while. There's brand new club. Ooh, they're going to christen it open. It's at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, meet V101.9, meet Miss Melanie Fiona up at Privilege Day and Night Club. I want you to come through. It's at the corner of 3rd and Brevard in the heart of Uptown. We're going to do a meet and greet. Are you going to sign autographs and take pictures?
I'm going to sign some autographs and take some
Shake
pictures.
some babies.
Shake some babies. Instead of kissing them.
Any last words for the QC, Melanie Fiona?
Just thank you so much and live your MF life. I'll see you guys soon.
And you know what? Before she leaves, I'm going to make sure that we give it to you right here on V101.9.